started. Let's go. Okay. Welcome to session 11, I guess. Enjoy yourselves.
I will do no such thing.
Damn.
Too bad, it's not a choice.
Nah.
It's a way of life. Come on,
I
Lynx.
guess-
Ah!
Anyway.
The cat was tipping over my microphone again.
Couldn't be me. I don't have a cat.
That's another skill issue.
It's not my fault.
It is. Anyway, I have a
One
simple
just hasn't adopted you yet. One will adopt you eventually.
Anyway, I have one question for all of you.
No.
No? That's your answer?
No.
No.
No, it's not.
We can call the session then sad face. But yeah.
Down to bed.
Okay, that being said, is everybody ready to begin?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so last we left off, all of you met again with the eldest, reported to him about your findings, and then realized that he just fucking died in front of you, apparently. Meanwhile, the beacon that was provided by Reds to Kalis was placed, and it went into effect and made a direct pathway into the little workshop that you were just kind of out of. As Red stepped through and made a few observations about the surrounding area and the condition of his brother, he asked you for another thing, again for help, to find the other two siblings, one of Titya, in which regard he provided with a golden beetle for you to find the species somewhere in the world, for they are the emissaries of her sister. And the other one is Fatch, somewhere in the edge of Twilight, which is the more difficult way to get to it. But he will figure out a way that you can traverse there. And you got expelled out of the demiplane, or I guess the phylactery, technically. And well, you wandered on foot for a bit, found a little shelter that was made by the Tabaxi as a stopping point, but nothing really happened. You waited until nighttime and went for the nighttime desert. Which really nothing happened except at the very last moment, where we called it, where you inadvertently stepped on one of the giant great armadillos, vastly asleep in the sand, as well, that's where technically we left off. What would you do? Because by all means, the armadillos are fully asleep. They're very quite deep underground in the sand. You assume that seeing as they didn't awake by you walking on one of them, they're not gonna exactly wake up anytime soon. So, what would you do? How would you proceed?
Oh, how far are we away from the Great Armadillo?
You're technically on top of it.
It's a big boy.
It's a 30 something feet wide place that the sand gets elevated up and down as a giant. You can see a giant chitinous carapace underneath the sand. It's not hostile. It's a sleep. The only reason why you know what's down there is because Kalis rolled very high on his nature check. Oh yeah.
I assume we should get off this thing as soon as possible.
Leave it
God damn it.
undisturbed, I agree.
Shape would have been nice to have observed it a bit more, but I agree. You have more pressing matters.
My head kind of like, jumps up. We get to follow the Beetle.
Have you managed to get it to work?
Would you continue east through the night as you thought before?
I think after we get further away, I think it would be a good time to summon the dragon and just start flying, because
Against. Two reasons we're against. One, the dragon does not have a good sense of direction, and two, I think summoning a dragon on top of a giant armadillo is probably the worst idea we can do right now.
Away first.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I think look, a bad mode of transport is better than no mode of transport.
We can also train the armadillo to take us there. That would be fun.
I'll take a
I don't
while.
think any of us are equipped for that training. With that said, DM, is the Beetle, a beetle buddy, is it functioning?
It is literally a docile beetle in your hand because you were given by your party to you, and it's just
that was the correct decision. Is there any switchers or buttons on it, or is it just Beetle?
Nope. It is artificial beetle, but it's very, very lifelike, and it's more like a visual aid what to look for.
Sorry about that.
A visual aid of what to look for.
Yeah, because you were told to basically find this kind of beetle, and you were given an example. And yeah.
I wonder if we could show this to the Void Dragon.
Good question.
Let's hope he doesn't eat it.
Okay, figure out how you want to proceed. I need to answer this phone call very quick.
So first up, how much miles are we gonna get away from this giant armadillo?
Well, I think it's less about how many miles.
Yeah, less about how many miles we get away from it, and more just not being on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take at least some distance.
Yeah, it seems docile enough, so I don't think we have to worry about pissing it off as long as we don't directly hurt it. And and I think we should probably try to show the example to the Void Dragon and see if we can track it down. Because I don't think any of us have the senses to find something in a vast space like that.
Yeah, no.
I have the senses to find north.
Keen mind.
Uh-huh.
So, what's your course of action? Course of plan?
Possibly showing the Void Dragon, what the beetle looks like. I don't think we really have any other options, do we?
We do. We actually have an option, but that involves looking for the other sister.
I'd like to find this one first. I have reasons. I think we should. Actually, yeah. Kalius, once we get a safe enough distance away, are you gonna summon I'm guessing you have Void Dragon summoning privileges.
Yes, I have the VHS.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna walk up to the Void Dragon and present the beetle, and see if let it sniff it, let it get a good look for it, and then gonna see if it can track down.
Can you find creatures similar to this one?
So,
And take us to them.
you use the horn, you blow it. There is no sound, although out of nowhere, just nearby, a purple shadow manifests and gains form as the good old void dragon appears, presenting itself, haunting itself. Show the beetle to the void dragon as it looks at you and eyes it. It chomps at your hand, Kalius, but it does not bite you. However, when it retracts its head, the beetle is gone.
I was afraid of that.
Are you able to find similar beasts as that one that you just ate?
It stares at you, Kalius. Can you roll me either a wisdom or a animal handling check?
I'm about to roll a slap some sense into this void dragon check.
You can add a d8.
Is this animal handling or wisdom?
Animal handling.
Animal.
So 20
Yeah,
total.
dirty 20.
Just because you have means of summoning and controlling this dragon doesn't mean it's gonna take orders from you. It is actively jeopardizing your assignment, and you realize it's not gonna answer it.
How intelligent is this creature? Do I look into the eyes and see something of glimmering intelligence, or do I see Anki Cat?
I think it's a dragon, so it's intelligent.
It could be, but it's been tamed by someone else.
It has
A
been
god.
dominated by someone else.
Fair enough.
There is a
bit of
different word. It is a difference. Kalis kind of sighs and kneels down to stare at the void dragon in the eyes. I do not like this any more than you do. But frankly, I think listening to me will be better for you than the alternative.
It looks back at you. Its eyes locked in with you. You don't even need to roll a wisdom check. It's a look or challenge. You get a sense that this thing can outlive you, and your threat, your proposition does not even bother it.
Do you relay this?
Do you want me to prove it?
It stares at you. It's composition does not change.
Look at the size behind his mask.
We do not have time for this. Take us to that beetle.
It stares at you for a few more seconds until it you see its neck twitch as all of a sudden it regurgitates the metallic beetle onto the sand with a bunch of purple goop, and then looks back at you, Kalias, with
Now,
almost satisfaction.
you
This
will
is test.
tell me. Are you able to search for similar creatures as this one?
It stares at you. Roll an insight check. Everybody can roll an insight check. Nihilo,
Oh.
you roll with advantage.
Oh,
Yay.
where did that advantage come from?
She's the queen.
Okay.
She's the heir to the dragon throne.
13.
What's
Oh, that's
the
my head's.
thingy for
I
that
missed
again?
my
Or
head's
you
crazy
just roll
dice.
twice? I'm just gonna
Uh,
roll twice.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think Mahet got the highest.
He's always
You
the
know,
guy.
my head, you stare at this dragon, and you kind of look around, and you look up. The sun is nowhere to be seen, but you feel like somebody's staring. And then, you came to the sudden conclusion, your intelligence just suddenly kicks in. This dragon, despite Kalis having ownership, is owner to someone else. Clearly there's a trick. A thing that was bespoken upon this void dragon. Something needs to be done in order to make it actually obey you.
Question.
And what it is, you don't know, but probably probably
Go on, go on.
but probably
Probably.
Olia knows.
Huh.
know,
Well,
but-
thinking about that, like this thing was given to us to like accomplish mission.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason it is tolerating our existence is because it has to fulfill that obligation. Theoretically, enacting like this is a part of the mission should be something along that lines, unless someone has a way of contacting Oli.
Nice. This.
So,
If
and
my
my
headset-
head would stares at the beast with that crazy eye. And he looks at me, and I look at him. He's got a code.
You know there's a trick to this thing. It is an intelligent creature. There is a trick to this. But what it is exactly, you need to ask of it.
But so my head does say that it needs an exchange, right, or something.
My head just said, "It needs a code."
It needs gold. I was like, it needs gold. Motivation,
Gold.
a reward.
Code.
Oh.
Message phrase. Kind of bangs his head a little bit.
Oh, code.
The god's name.
Right.
What was it again? Erexus?
Huh?
Can you tell me
Alea.
what it's from?
Alea.
Alea, no.
Mm-hmm.
Her. Wherever she might be. No.
I'll
You know
go
where
once
she
just to
is.
find bug. Points.
The buck is still in the purple bile, casually just sitting there.
Alright, checking my inventory real quick.
Pick the bug back up.
How do you persuade the void dragon?
Well, I'm not gonna persuade the Void Dragon.
Figure out.
I'm gonna slowly just turn my head over to the
She looks at you. What?
Bard, dragon.
No. No.
She's married.
Grim Cloak approaches.
Her husband is still alive?
I never
Okay.
said that.
One of them.
Okay, so Grimcloak approaches Kalius, and he goes,
Okay.
"Let us try something different." Grimcloak grabs his mask, takes it off, and hands it to Kalius for a moment.
Perception. What does he look like?
I mean,
You don't have to roll. You don't have to roll for that. You can
Oh,
see
like,
him. He's
go for
not
it.
hiding his identity at this point. Pretty
It's
much.
Wilhelm's husband.
He has.
Oh my god.
hello, wife.
Can I explain how he looks like?
Sure.
Yes,
Go on.
go ahead.
Just
Okay.
joking.
So he has very pale skin, almost silvery-like skin. His eye whites are black, but still have that orangey tint that you can see through the mask. And yeah, that's pretty much it. He does look, well, like a normal human, except for the almost glowing white skin and the black eyes being white. No, I mean the white eyes being black.
Alright.
Oh, okay. So, the reason he's taking off his mask, he goes, "Alright. If Olia knows the words, then we'll just call upon her. Which is why taking off my mask. No hiding it." He just he takes a deep breath. Olia, Olia, sorry, Olia. I know you can sense despair of our quest. I know you can probably smell it from somewhere or some sort of other sense. We require your assistance. Nothing, I guess.
Roll me 2d100s.
Okay. 2d100s. I don't like rolling d100s.
It's always nice. Oh, it's
That's actually
very
not bad.
nice. It's very
That's not bad.
nice. Yeah. You know, you all just kind of look around, looking for a sign. All of a sudden, in the night sky with countless of stars, you see just a sudden purple star manifest in the sky, starting blinking rapidly. And it's quite massive compared to the rest of the stars. Till it fades, and Grimcloak,
Yeah.
you get a familiar voice in your head, almost like a
Mhm.
presence. Just tell him he has permission to speak. He cannot answer. Not have permission.
Okay. Grimplug blinks a few times and then looks at the dragon. Olea has granted you permission to speak, dragon.
It looks at you. Grimcloak then looks up at the sky and immediately spreads his wings. Finally! Well, it took 27 millennia.
Kalis is kind of face palming.
Your worlds are so rudimentary. Command this, do that, fly us there. Never asked the simple.
Nice.
Your niceness is very shallow.
No, I am Mahet.
The dragon
That's
looks at you. The dragon looks at you, Mahet. I know. I heard you say that multiple of times.
Smiles.
Now, are you able to find similar beetles to this one?
Yes and no. I can if it's made of flesh and blood, but this is made of metal and wiring. It will send us back to its creator. We need to find a life sample or dead sample for me to find more of their kind. In that case, I can track any and all.
And do you happen to know where we would find some of them? At least in the
I
direction
do
we
not
should
know.
go?
I have slumbered in the void for millennium. You walk this earth, you tell me.
Simply put, we have to find a sample for him. Thank you, Dragon. Do you have a name, perhaps?
Oh yes,
To address you.
I was referred to before. My name is Iskil. It is not my true name, but it is the one that I was bestowed upon, and I will use it as such.
More than understandable.
Nino would kind of look around the party and just... Well, does any one of you know where we would find such a beetle?
No, but
You-
at least some.
You know what?
Beetle.
You know what? All of you can roll me an insight check. I feel like this is one of the DM interventions.
Hold on.
I was actually gonna say I think someone else might know, and I was gonna ask Blester something, but hey.
I would ask my head.
So roll.
I will say,
insight check.
Kalis would say
I don't.
there was that one beetle
Nope.
in the ruins,
I'm gonna redo that.
but I'm not sure how much of that is left.
I
Oh
guess
my
it's
god,
16.
the fact that my head is the one who's like gonna bring out the news. My head,
Yes.
you look upon everybody and you kind of like you heard what they said. Renowned explorers, high nobility. Clearly they know someone who might be into this sort of thing. Not this particular
know.
beetle, but just people who maybe dedicated their lives to cataloging this thing.
Yes, that was what I was gonna do. That's what I was gonna ask before you intervened.
What
Like
is
literally,
a bug?
that's what I was gonna do as Grimcloak is
You'd like
ask,
to go
hey
for it.
Blaster!
Look, go for it.
Okay, pretty much Grimcloak. Blaster, you're a scholar. Has anyone... You have probably studied at an academia or something of the sorts. Do you know someone who has studied insectoids or those kind of beings?
There may have been a few. Depends on what you're trying to get at.
We are searching for a beetle. Bluster.
Oh God, pretty much. Oh,
my
cool. Yes, now you go
God.
back in
What?
this.
I
You
don't
go
like
back
the
to the
idea of Bluster,
circle.
like reading
Who
something,
do
not
you
paying attention
ask,
at all.
Bluster, when you are looking for a beetle?
Yeah.
Somebody who studies beetles. Do you know anyone who studies beetles?
That's a good question. Do I? Was there anybody at a a college, organization dealing in magic studies that studies bugs?
Insect swarm is a spell.
I can only imagine Caitlyn just fucking squatting down Omni-Man style. Think, Blister,
Think,
think!
Bluster, think! Are you telling me, in your years of academic experience, you haven't met a single entomologist?
You can roll me a history check. Nihilum, you can also roll me a history check.
Yeah.
Grimcloak, you can also roll a history. Galius, you can also roll me a history check. Mahet, roll me an intelligence check.
Damn.
Fuck. Okay.
History. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, that's
I want
better.
to hear my answer first.
Okay.
Okay. Oh god. I need to compose myself. It's just
Oh,
like
my phone.
I can imagine Blister
How do I know
completely
everything and nothing
oblivious.
about
Like,
bugs?
where to find the beetle? I don't know. The fucking person.
Can you see an entomologist?
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious
What
that
is
Gurgur's gonna ask the
entomologist in
scholar if you
there?
know someone who studied this shit. It's like,
Yeah, it's like, okay. I need to read.
Just because
The
he
blue-
got himself by thinking of a meme, guys.
Yeah, I know. Shut up. It's literally
It's
the.
a funny meme, to be fair.
It
I don't
is.
know. Somebody else is gonna have to make it because I'm kind of busy.
I know someone else. I probably know someone else, but
Okay, let's see. Okay, so Brimcloak, Kalius, Mahet, head empty.
yeah.
Yeah, like
that's what I
yeah,
figured.
those exist. People who interested in insects, just fucking goes on. Bluster, yeah, druids. Yeah, druids. I know many of
People
druids.
who eat
Like
bugs, perhaps. I've met
anyway.
a couple of those.
Yeah, Bluster. Yes. In your field of magic, there's plenty of people either by just well, you don't know anyone specific per se, but you know at least a few places where you could probably find it within a minute's notice just by yelling. If somebody knows anything about bugs, at least 10 heads will turn.
There will be an autistic person.
Yes,
who
and
is
that
hyperfixating on bugs.
and
Well, that's what
Pretty
all
much
spiders are.
and to put it simply, the closest thing, the closest like direct place where you think you could just shout out and somebody would fucking immediately answer, or alternatively, to find a place that would actually fit you with the knowledge that you seek, would be in well, it would be in the flying city of Haprona. In the Great Sea Library, the biggest library that the Platinum Sea has.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hundreds of scholars at any given moment in all kinds of fields, not to mention that probably there's countless of tomes related to every aspect of the species you would need.
oh,
Oh, indeed.
Mhm.
For Nihilum, however, well, besides the Platinum Seas, which is like your secondary option, well, there's at least 12 associations, leagues, coalitions that you could prescribe somebody that would know something about the bugs, but you think the most people with the most deep understanding, especially seeing as this is not exactly a simple case of a random bug, but a very particular bug, one that may even be extinct, that would be the Natural Imperial Reservoir Institution that is designated in Cali, the capital of the Dorian Empire. Uh, it is responsible for basically the Empire's museums when it comes to biology, zoos, reservoirs, etc. And well, the zoos and all that is pretty easy to access. It's kind of made for the public. However, getting to the staff is a bit more difficult and requires a lot of paperwork. However, knowing your particular situation in the imperial hierarchy, you would think months and potentially years of asking around could go as quick as days or even hours. If anybody would know about bugs, it's probably somebody from that association in Cali, and acquiring that information would be extremely easy for your status, in person or by letter.
She must feel kind of stupid because she literally just asked around if anyone knew, and then she was like, well, I think I know how we might get an answer. Well, at least I would get an answer.
As do I. But, be completely honest, I'd like to keep the Platinum Seas out of it as much as possible.
You see Grim Cloakside glancing at you when you mention Platinum Seas.
How far away is this? How far away is this Imperial Nature Institute?
You can roll me an intelligence check. It's just to quickly figure out.
Oh, she's all over the place.
Well, knowing that you're somewhere in the middle of the Northern Empire, or just the continent actually, and that Carrie is basically at the most, well, not the most, but basically northwestern part of the empire. It's basically thousands of miles of distance in between. However, you also have a void dragon that is capable of crossing planets, as you previously discovered.
Fair enough. I would just...
Not to mention, like a good 20-30 miles from the capital, from its outskirts, is your estate. It's your home basically.
Sweet.
Yeah, remember.
Interesting. Alright,
Yeah.
Neelam would kind of turn around and look at the Void Dragon, look at Kalius, look at the Void Dragon again, and just say, well...
Alias is not the Void Dragon.
Well,
He's on a
whatever
boat.
it is.
It's not kind of debating whether she should ask the Void Dragon specifically, but then looks at the Void Dragon and says, can you take us to the Imperial Nature Institute?
It stares at you. I do not know what it is.
Well, it's a few thousand miles that way. She just points at the direction.
Do you... He seems to think. He seems to levitate his head up, just kind of seemingly looking at you. I could find out if you wish. As he says that his tail, that is like, quite robust and wide, becomes slimmer and becomes almost like about a feet wide at its base, but about 7-8 feet at the very tip, becomes as sharp as a needle. As it raises its tail, basically next to its wing, beside almost like a stinger. Without skipping a beat, the war dragon says to you, Nihilum, I could find out. That is, if you allow me to.
Kind of stares at him and stares at the tail. Well, it looks up again. Sure.
You don't actually see it, but if you were looking at Blusters, he would have had a medical bag.
Without
ready.
any massive bravados or anything, the stinger juts forward towards Nihilum. It punctures straight into your chest, at the center of your heart, to the point that it kind of goes through you, and then lifts you up with a tail. You feel an immense pressure in your chest, although you realize the tail by your chest and out through your inside of your chest, through your chest, is kind of faded as the tail lifts you up from the ground, and you can feel your heartbeat stop. You're still alive, you're present, although you feel your blood coursing away from you. And seems to, you almost feel like you control parts of the body you never had, and then you came to this epiphany. You feel your blood, your very nature, your function course through the dragon, almost making like an entire round for its entire being, then going back to you. Can everybody roll me a perception check?
Oh, lovely.
Me too?
Yes.
Can I just hold my passive here?
What's your passive again?
26.
Ooh, I mean, I'll say you can, but if you want to roll higher, you can try.
I'll sit on.
Oh, fucking hell there. At least it's the most unimportant roll, so and that one did.
Grimcloak's like, huh?
I think Grimcloak is more shocked at the fact that she just let herself get punctured. He's like, desperate.
He put like his mask on the wrong way, so now he can't look.
No.
Okay.
More like, he put it on, he's like, wait, what am I seeing here? Am I putting my mask on wrong?
just puts it upside down.
Like, nope, it was right, Rob. And then the ball passed.
So as you get punctured and your entire body feels fading in and out, well, you basically see this imposing dragon now just holding one of your friends basically through in its tail. I guess it's kind of awkward to say, because it's kind of like she should be dead by all means, but she seems to be just kind of panicking, but doesn't speak out. You don't know if it can or cannot. Nihilum, you feel at ease. At the same time, you feel like you want to scream your lungs out of anxiety and fear. You feel extremely calm, but also you feel like you're at death's door. Only Mahet, you notice something interesting. As this makeshift needle imposingly stabs Nihilum and now holds her almost like this position of dominance, you see there's this unnerving stare of the dragon towards Nihilum. There is this pride, there is this triumph in its face, but also some uncertainty and almost anxiety. As all of a sudden, you see through the thinner parts of its wings, a sudden change of coloration occurs. As by where you assume the blood vessels are the thinnest, you see through dark purplish veins, courses spots of white. Then rapidly, this light goes in and out, almost like going through all the veins. But some pieces, some parts of this white liquid seems to be sticking in the thinner veins, and maybe even in the bigger veins that are hidden within the beast. Nihilum, can you roll me a D100,000?
Hold on, but that's the biggest dice I've seen so far.
No, 1 million was
thing.
the biggest. It also included the Void Dragon.
10,019.
That's the amount of damage it. Okay.
Nihilum, as the memory is core, as you feel your power drain and something drains outwards, there's an exchange. Fine. This is one of the 3 surviving dragons. It had a mother and 2 siblings. Mother died, making sure that her and the other 2 as eggs were safely hidden and secured. One of the eggs perished through unknown means, while the other was brutally dismantled and broken, its carapace sold and devoured. Only left alone, in despair, in fear of unknown, she was picked up, cared for, and loved. Despite who might hold Iskill's reins, her undying loyalty will always be to Aaliyah. Because when she was alone and afraid, he was there. She is the one that made her who she is today. Nihilum, you figured out one of the deepest secrets of Iskill, the Void Dragon. As the sudden shift ends and the actual part of the tail just fades out, Nihilum, you drop to the ground, to the sand. You feel the pressure fade rapidly as you feel fine. But you feel bitterness towards the dragon as it spits out the word shit. No. As it looks at you, Nihilum, knowing what you've seen. And now the dragon staring. Doesn't know how to react. And you know why? Because You know only. You know a secret that only it and her master know, and no one else.
Now you know that the dragon is lesbian.
Bonk. I don't have a
Oh,
bonk
right,
sound
man.
effect.
As Nihilum kind of stares back at her, this knowing look. She kind of smiles and says, "Well, will you take us there?"
It stares at you for an uncomfortable 20 seconds. Its head isn't moving, its tail's not moving, its wings are not even bending to occasional wind that passes by. But eventually, it answers. Yes, I will. I know where it is. I can take you there.
And gets up, kind of brushes a bit of dust from her pants and looks around. This should work. I hope.
Well, let us go then.
So you all, I guess, get on the dragon. The head of it looks at you, Nihilum, and you hear a voice presence in your skull. You may know my secret, but so do I yours.
Yes, Nihilum kind of mumbles more to herself. Well, I guess we're in a mutual agreement now. I say nothing, you say nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't say anything in response, but an agreement
I'm
hopefully
gonna
is
come
made.
over. I'm gonna say, "Uh, did you just mind meld
You just what?
or something?"
Wait, I don't think she said it out loud.
Oh, I mumbled it to myself.
No. The fact no, he put two and two together. The fact that the dragon suddenly knows about it,
Mhm.
knows about where to go after not knowing. It's like, or it's like, what did it happen? Did what happened? Do what I think happened?
She kind of looks at you, squints. I mean, what do you think happened?
What? Read your mind?
Second?
Well, I mean, it would make sense why the dragon knows.
Nihilum is AFK.
Nihilum
Taking a
is-
call.
Oh, of course. Anyways,
Oh, I'm already back.
okay.
Nice.
Spam call.
Yeah, it wasn't important.
Spam call.
Hold on a second, I'm getting blackmailed. Wait.
You're getting blackmailed because it's from a dragon.
No, what did you ask?
I asked.
Dustin?
I asked if it
Go
read
to
your
bed,
mind.
kitty.
Ian would kind of look from side to side. I suppose it must have. Shrugs. Though I wouldn't know how that works.
All right then. Well, at least we know somewhat where we're going. I am more interested in where we're going too.
The
Been-
it's quite a nice place. You'll like it, I assume.
As long as there's a lot of academic knowledge to be learned there, of course.
Wait, did you say the name actually, Nihilum? Were you going to the group?
Yes.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did?
Yes.
Hey, I guess Bluster and Grimcloak, you can roll history. Bluster with advantage if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
History. That's my +7. That's one of my +7s. 17.
17.
Bomber.
Well,
Really sad.
Grimcloak, damn it.
Let's get a better hole.
Hold up a second. The Imperial Nature Institute is, well, how do I say this? Every single place, it's, yeah. You heard of this place a handful of times before. The Imperial Nature Institute is essentially the biggest reservoir of knowledge when it comes to druidic arts. It's not run by druids per se, but it's basically the most written knowledge you can find in the Empire. Empire's borders when it comes to nature. It's basically been established and funded by just the royal imperial family for millennium upon this time. Blester. Well, Natural Imperial Institution or Institute is basically an older. Oh god, it's fucking hard to explain. When it comes to the Platinum Seas, it is the reservoir of knowledge when it comes to magic, and its byproduct studies. But when it comes to like biological, and we mean like druidical natural sciences, that knowledge mostly belongs, or I guess most of the knowledge belongs in the Imperial Nature Institute, older than the Platinum Seas by several hundred years. It has basically been founded by one of the empire's emperors at the time, and it basically was funded and maintained by the imperial families, and basically it's like one of the most prestigious universities when it comes to biological arts. Not druids, right? Druids are one thing, but I mean it's kind of cross sections each other.
Yeah.
The best okay, by all means, the best place in the world where you can find somebody, if somebody knows for a particular species of bugs, it's gonna be that place. And you don't know where it's gonna take you exactly, this Blood Dragon, but wherever it's gonna take you, it's gonna be fine. Okay, so you all take on the dragon, sit on tight, and well, you fly. And it takes you about 2.5 minutes. Then all of a sudden second, I hit the song. So as you head rapidly west, and when I say rapidly, you basically make thousands of miles within a matter of minutes. When you came through, all you can see is the setting sun of the west. As you made it so much west that at this place the sun is still setting, while where you were, the sun was, already gone. Below you, you see massive forests, all trees, but not of one forest, but of hundreds of different species and different categories, as it were. When it comes to beyond like the near surrounding area, you see countless, endless fields of gold, or golden fields, looking south, east, and west. While to the north, you basically think it's like 2-3 miles, and there is the ocean that goes as far as the eye can see. Nihilo, I'm not gonna make you roll this. This is the Carrie's Grand Forest. It is basically a catalog forest where all, well, you've been told this numerous times, either in books, either by some random person who tried to, make small talk. It is basically every single species of wood, of plant, of flower, from the entirety of the world, collected and maintained in this park. There are some, there are divided areas to basically fit with the climate. In this park, there are hundreds to thousands of species of fauna that you can find, and I guess it kind of fits what you're looking for. Although you are about 50-60 feet above all the tree lines, and you see pathways of marble walkways that have been made for, crossing this forest, but you don't see any people or, any life actually, because it's late, and etc., etc. How would you proceed? Because you're not put on the ground, you're kind of just flying above it. For that question, Nihilum, can you roll me an intelligence check?
Just 1 second. Okay.
I mean, the best way I can say is south, not too far.
Okay, works. Thank you.
It's how do I describe this? If you go at least 30 miles west, you will reach basically the biggest and widest city in the world, Carrie, the capital of the Dorian Empire. If you go to the north of a few miles, there is the Dorian Sea, or the Northern Dorian Sea. And if you go south, well, there are plains, there are hamlets, states, and of course one of them is your families.
All right. Do I see the entrance of the reservoir somewhere?
Well, here's the thing. It's an exhibit, as it were. It's not a park. There's no entry fee. There's no real entrances. It's just a thing that people can walk in and out. That is the difficult part of this park. When I said that, you can enter it, but finding who's like responsible is kind of difficult.
1 second. Can I see anyone around?
I mean, everybody can roll me a perception check. Also, Kalias or Nihilum at this point. Would you ask the dragon to maintain its flight, or would you tell it to go down?
Let's wait until like we know if there's like a less visible spot to land. So for now, maintain height, I think.
Yep.
Me and Kalias have the same score. Nice.
Okay. Well, it is evening. It's like maybe 8, 9. You really have no clue what time it is now because you kind of skipped time zones. 26. All of you, as the Void Dragon is quite quick, even without its fucking incredible speed going when it wants to, and it's incredibly quiet. Every few seconds, through the trees, looking down at the ground, you can see people. Some are sitting, some are walking, some are just idling or drawing. For Nihilum, this is pretty... how to say this? I mean, this place is majestic, it's beautiful, and it's free. There's no danger, and, well, there's no limit or, like, requirement for you to stay or not to stay. And, you know, a lot of people, especially painters, poets, in this place where, well, every piece of the world is basically in one place. They go out and look inspiration. So you can assume it could be from people who just wandering to enjoy a good evening's walk through this interesting forest, to people trying to get some inspiration from the grasses, etc. But you can clearly see through like in the ground, not in the ground, but on the ground, people are there. As you're kind of flying by above, because nobody cares to look above and just see a void dragon.
Was about to suggest making it invisible, but then I thought, oh, I
The
remember what
last time we
happened
tried
last.
to make it invisible.
Hmm. Aeon would turn to Cadus. Well, if no one has a better suggestion, I would say smartest thing is still to just go down and look for people.
Is there not a section that's dedicated to anthology?
Entomology.
Entomology, same difference.
No, it's really not.
I didn't say same thing, I said same difference.
Well, is there?
I mean,
Like a bug exhibit or
no,
something.
no. So I'll just say, because Neelam, you spent at this place quite a while, more than everybody else, and you would have more than enough of figuring out technically how the institute works. They don't have exhibits. They don't have what we would presume as zoos. They basically make natural enclosures that are seamless, right? That they belong. That there is no like artificial parts. So by all means,
Should look for
the
desert.
beetle could be somewhere in this forest that is like very vast and very wide. You could manually start looking for it, although what luck would you have is, you know, Uh,
is there like a desert section of this forest? I would assume a beetle would be found there.
it
so
is.
isn't that so?
Going
Well,
going eastwards, there is a desert section where it is just, I guess, naturally hot. Where it does have fauna from it's, you know,
then I would suggest we go there.
you do a wide turn on the void dragon, continue to fly. Hundreds, thousands of trees. As more people can be seen. And yeah, you do eventually come across something that, like, all of you feel suddenly the climb becomes hotter and hotter. Not like immediately, but like every half a minute. And well, for Kalis, you almost feel like at home at one moment, like the precise heat that you're just used to. And then it kind of becomes hotter. Well, as there is forests for miles with regular, which is in forest type woods, so is for the deserts. Although it's more like rugged not scale, but dried ground fauna with its own menagerie of trees, bushes, small indigenous grasses. Yeah, it's a bit difficult, I know. How would you like to proceed?
I guess it'd probably be best to land and find like a kiosk or something.
Finally, we're looking for the front desk.
Oh, I mean, you also okay. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. When you do kind of see the change of a biome, you realize everything becomes a lot more scarce. Like the trees become scarcer, and previously a very well maintained cover of trees for your wood dragon kind of leaves you with almost no coverage when looking up, and you still see people looking up or just looking around. There's still people. So how would you deal with this situation?
Hmm. And what kind of turn to Cadus? Do you think? And then just kind of stares at the dragon again, and then starts talking directly to it again. Is there a possibility that you might place us on the ground without many people noticing and without throwing us off?
It says, sure, as it nosedives into the ground, as it hits the ground and goes through it, and all of you just softly land on the grass.
Grass?
Grass. Yeah. Nihil's like, hey, could you let us down? He's like, sure. Just fucking land dives and just kind of becomes incorporeal, but you're still there, so he just kind of leaves you all on the surface while he just goes down into the earth. Where? Who knows?
I think next time we call the dragon, we should have it something to eat, maybe a feast to brighten its mood.
You kind of says, Ezekiel, I meant on the ground, not in the ground.
No, you're all on the
We're
ground.
safe.
Yeah, you're safe.
He
You're
just instantly They just instantly.
Yeah,
poofed.
he basically was incorporeal and he just went down into the earth, completely like unbothering the surrounding area while leaving all of you basically on the surface.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
Ah, that's a hassle.
Also, I hard got the wrong impression. Nice roller.
Needham kind of turns to Cadus. Could you call it again? I need to do something real quick.
I think.
Stares around.
Didn't we just make sure nobody saw it by calling it? It will be in full view.
Kalis thinks a moment, but he tosses the horn over to Nihilum. Can it wait until after we're done here?
Sure.
Alright, you
Thank
now
you.
have the VHS. Alright, kiosk, right? Information kiosk, anything. We're looking
There
for
is no information kiosk.
Gosh darn it.
It's literally like this is like pure
Is there
nature.
somebody walking around with like a "Ask Me Anything" T-shirt on?
No, but there are people walking very very well embellished people, actually. Very how to say this, doing well type of people. No. Yeah.
Do I recognize them?
Do you recognize them? No. But I mean, by the way they look, you can imagine they're wealthy. Clearly because they're like, you know, afternoon in a park, in a fancy suit and dress. Even though, you know, it's not like an event like for anybody else. For some people in the surrounding area, it's like, what a nice little stroll. But no. You do not recognize. It's just people. A lot of people.
But she would still walk over to them.
Okay. You approach. You stand up and you just casually approach a couple that are basically in their 30s, both human, seemingly enjoying their company together as they're kind of walking down the marble path. How would you like? Hello.
Yeah, basically, the whole thing just again brushing dust off the clothes and kind of trying to make herself look vaguely presentable. And just calmly walk over to them and say, "Good evening. I don't mean to disturb you or disrupt your little stroll. I was just wondering, do you guys know if there's any information desk around here? Or something of that sort?" She stares at them.
Baseball.
The lady seems to be slightly confused by this questioning. But while the man seems to have his composure, shakes his head. No, we have seen nothing of the sorts. And just kind of without anything else, they proceed to walk with a quicker pace away from you. Clang, clang, clang.
Damn it.
Head slumped down in defeat. Damn it. Anybody else has any ideas?
Question. Did
Okay.
they lie?
Oh.
Insight check?
I don't like those people. Oh,
Oh, gee. The fucking couple walks by you literally like a few seconds after staring at them. Just fucking death staring. By the way, you observe, you put on quite a bit of a thinking cap. No, they were honest about you. Although they are kind of slightly were creeped out just all of a sudden you asking a bunch of random questions. It's not very okay, it shows that there's some sort of nobility or well-mannered people. Because, well, you don't approach random people in like this scenario and just not even without introduction, just, hey, can I ask you a handful of questions? Some people
at
might
least there
consider
wasn't
you a
any-
vagabond or a highwayman. Yeah, so they politely answer, but they answered truthfully and then walked away because they didn't know if there's something going on that they don't see.
DM,
Yes.
is anyone watching?
Oh, that's a good question. Perception.
And no passive bullshit this time?
No
I mean,
passive.
I
No.
could.
No,
I-
you asked the question. Is somebody watching?
You angry at my passive perception?
No, because you're actively looking for somebody
Yes.
watching.
No, well, you can do something actively with your passive if you have 10 minutes on you. That's one of the main points of it. It's a base feature use actually.
Well, you look around. You see if anybody's looking at you. You see some people walking by. You see some people in the distance, mind your own business. You see one halfling asleep on one of the trees. You look at the grass. You look at the ants and you look at the bugs. You look at the beetle bug, it looks at you. It's looking at you.
I look closer.
It stares at you until you get too close and it fucking skitters away.
I follow. I follow.
Wait, hold
you-
on. A beetle, you say?
No, it's a regular like brown beetle. It's just
I
a
follow.
random like 2-inch beetle, and it moves away rapidly for like 2 feet, and then it stops until you get a bit too close, and it moves again 2 feet away, and it stops. And now you see Mahet in the course of probably like 2 minutes, slowly but surely making circles, chasing this beetle.
This beetle thinks he can get away with me. I'm goofy.
Here we go again. Here we
he
go
was kind of
again.
like about to say, well, didn't Mahet, you, like, the first time we saw him, didn't he have a beetle with him? She's about to turn him to him and
Yeah.
ask
He
while he's
spoke
running
about
around
it.
in circles.
He spoke about a
Whew.
beetle, but none of us ever saw it, I believe.
True, we didn't, right? Damn it.
Nah, you saw it. I ran in with it. I caught it in front of all of you.
Araxis, I thought Mahet was the only one who saw the beetle.
It was the thing. You were the only one who saw it.
Yeah, we
Oh.
never saw the beetle.
Yes,
Well,
my
now I
head.
take everything
Remember.
back.
Of course, everyone saw the beetle. I was chasing it.
Everyone saw the beetle.
To be
Exactly.
fair, when we got the beetle, I think we were tired when we discovered that, which was last week. Everybody was just too
Oh,
tired
sorry.
to remember.
I was referring to the other. Sorry, I was referring to the other beetle.
The one at the
Sorry,
very
we have
beginning
multiple
of the campaign.
beetles that guide us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking
We have
about the
multiple
one you.
beetles.
We're talking
The
about the one at the very beginning.
yeah, the one at the very beginning. My head, only you saw it.
Bruh.
Yeah.
News to me.
You it came to me in a dream.
I want the
Anyway.
Jedi records.
Okay, anyhow. Since there's people walking about, is there some sort of laid path of some sorts?
If there's a late path,
Yeah, path, road.
yes,
Something to.
there's plenty of paths and roads. Seemingly the biggest one, the main one, goes from east to west, and of course there's many deviating smaller paths that go south and north.
Okay. Well, since we do not have a map of this area, let us just walk down the main path and see where it leads. Perhaps you might come across someone knowledgeable.
Neelam, you have been near this place or something like that before, correct?
Yeah, multiple times.
It would probably be best for you to take the lead then, in case you see any landmarks.
Alright. I can do that.
Looks fine with me.
So what is everybody looking for exactly in this now?
I'm mostly looking for any type of building.
Kalis is looking for that darn beetle, just in case.
What's up, kitty?
Needham would look for people that look like they belong to this place, as in ask me anything people.
Damn. Let's see. Well,
I'm sketching in the book.
what are you gonna do?
Sketch in the book as I follow.
Matt is gonna chase a beetle.
Everybody roll me perception check against, except Lester. My head, are you still chasing the beetle?
Bug.
Okay.
You and I have different hyperfixations.
Okay. Perception. Where did I put my perception again? It was free. Yes!
There we go, Graham.
Yay, now I have it. So my perceptions are just all over the place today.
Hey! So my head, you're just chasing a bug, right?
Also looking for other bugs while I'm at it, but yes. I'm making sure this man doesn't start building up an army over here.
I know. God.
I know what you are.
Okay, well, all of you, well, all of you, like having like your own D&D adventure. My head is about to just stumble upon this.
Literally, he's like,
Come here, my head.
Come here, little boy.
"Come here." I'm searching, I'm hunting, and I will find. I hunt.
Can you roll me? Can you roll me D10,000? I think you did. Okay.
The more you
Oh.
see about it.
Okay, so you wander for the evening in the forest, and you are basically, how do I say this? Hundreds, thousands of trees and species in their own preferred climate, and it is like every 50, 60 feet gets warmer, colder the more east or west you go, and it's like some magic at work, clearly, because temperature doesn't shift like that. um
Beetle's up to something.
yeah, my head, you're just observing the beetle, looking for more beetles. You see more beetles, prettier beetles, shinier beetles. You then see fireflies and other things. Pretty good, pretty good. Um, However, for everybody else, as you're looking, for either somebody who is who actually would know what's going on here, or a guide, somebody who would know a lot of stuff, you or the actual beetle, you do come across a fella that actually looks that would fit the bill. Dwarf, elderly, maybe 50s, 60s, but it looks of it. Um, Sitting in a chair, his own broad chair, observing a tree, smoking a pipe. Um, Kind of just mesmerized by it, seemingly. By the way he looks, but a handful of tomes next to the chair, and seemingly just something about this aura just gives you that scholarly feel. As he drags his pipe in and out and seemingly stares at this undescript tree. It is like, for Kale, especially for like Kalis or Grimcloak, it's like any other tree you see in your life.
Okay. So the tree is a building, or just a
No, it
tree to
is,
be?
he literally just parked a chair like 4 feet away from the tree. The tree is like 3 feet wide. It's like it looks like a slightly different, kind of weirdly looking oak, right? Something about the coloration doesn't seem really natural. Odd, odd, odd shades of brown and darker. And it's like, and just this guy just in the middle of the grass, just sitting on a chair looking at this thing, just kind of,
Okay.
yeah. So you do find this guy that you assume just kind of rings the scholarly vibe. Oh shit, I forgot. Nihilum. Could you roll
Yes.
me a history check? Ooh. For a second, you look at this person and you feel like you've seen this guy before somewhere.
Hmm.
And in your mind, it seems to like just like somewhere on your tip of your tongue, and then you get reminded this guy belongs to the institute. It is one of the people, and you actually remember his name. Just kind of a handful, so bear with me. Actually, it's not as long as Blizzard's, I think. There. Sir D. Frank Resfar. Biologist, scientist, and, well, an old, you could say even a veteran of the Imperial Nature Institute. Written a handful of books, incredibly boring. Clearly probably a handful of more stuff you should know, by the things you probably know. You know, just like a bunch of like, But clearly, this is a guy. If you need a lead for the Institute, this is the guy. It is the guy.
We found the dude.
We found the fella.
Then Nilum would confidently walk towards him. And just put a hand out and say, "Oh, good to see you again, sir. It's been way too long."
He immediately lets go of his pipe, just goes, huh? He blinks, looking at you. Hello there, young lady. And looks at the rest of you. And you too. A fine evening. Looks and just kind of looks back at the tree, unfazed.
As Nilum kind of sighs and then, "Can you answer a question we have about a particular beetle?"
Puts his pipe away, exhales again, looks back at you. A beetle, eh? What kind?
Nilum looks around him. Who has the purple flask again with?
Did you forget it? Did nobody pick it up in the dance?
No, someone has it. I'm pretty sure my head has it.
He didn't
Yeah.
pick. Oh, he did.
Yeah. So,
Just-
I
Doesn't
picked it up.
Kalius have the mechanical beetle thing?
No, my head
No, I have it.
and Nilum would look at my head.
I have
If
the
he's
king as a
gonna-
hostage. It's a bargaining chip. Yeah, my head's just kind of distracted, chasing a bug at the moment. If you wanna grab his attention.
Then she would grab it.
Oh, you want me to grab my head's attention? I would love to grab my head's attention.
I'm not gonna grab his attention. I'm gonna grab his bottle away from him.
His bottle?
Oh, flask?
My
What
bottle.
is it? Vinyl? There we go, vinyl. No, that's not a vinyl. What's it called?
Huh?
You mean my beetle?
Yeah,
Beetle?
the beetle. It was in something.
Nah, I'm just holding it.
All right.
Grabs the
Can
beetle.
I just grab it from you?
You could try.
Sleight
I
of
will
hand.
try.
Sleight of hand.
The hand.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, 1 second.
I don't think I've ever won a contested check. I don't think I'll start now.
Ha!
Finally, we found my head's weakness. Sleight of hands.
Yeah, you snatch the beetle out of Mahet's grasp. Mahet, 1 second the beetle was there, comforting, and then
It
snatched.
must have teleported. Tricky bastard.
Oh, man.
Magic Beetle.
I just imagine Nihilum just like looms over my head as he squats down looking for beetles. Fucking Nihilum just snatches the thing. My head stares at the hand with the beetle missing. Stares. Must have been the wind.
As as now that it has been teleported or stolen, I need to find witnesses. I look for any beetles that saw this happen, and I start interrogating them.
Crazy old coot.
You know what? You know what? For this, you can choose any role you want. How in my head, seeing that the fucking beetle is gone, what role, what avenue of his skill set would he try to interrogate the beetles? Figure out.
Arcane torture.
Torture.
What the fuck?
What?
Give me.
Wait, are you being serious? I did. Okay.
As you walk away, Nihilum, you can hear crackling of sparks. As you look behind and you see my head is grabbing one of the beetles and just fucking shocking grasp.
Yeah, she would look at that for a second, then turn her attention towards the man again. And... Oh, it looks kind of like this.
You provide the beetle to the man. He looks at the beetle, taking another puff, looks back at you, gives you the beetle back. Well, it's no living thing. It's made of metal.
Yes, it looks kind of like this, but as a actual living creature.
Do you want someone that he seems to be like kind of losing his train of thought as he's speaking to you. Not even looking at you, Nihilum. Do you want me to tell you where to look for this bug? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I'm very busy doing research and stuff like that. Takes another drag of his pipe, looking at the tree.
Excuse me, sir, but this is really important. If we could just have a minute of your time, that would help us immensely. Thank you.
Well, I am sorry to disappoint, lady. He doesn't even look back at you. He's looking at the tree. I am very preoccupied, and if you need an expert, you can always go to Carrie's Institute of Imperial Nature and put up a request. Takes another drag.
I would like to cast Minor Illusion and make it seem like there's spiders crawling out of his pipe.
I was gonna say something else, but I want to see how this goes.
Okay. Any peculiar color of spiders?
Make it purple, because that's funny.
Yeah, let's go with purple.
All of a sudden, from the pipe, dozens of small purple spiders start to ring out, and the dwarf flinches back a bit, looks at the pipe curiously, and then flicks the spiders. And then for a few seconds, looking at the spiders coming out of the pipe, he just shrugs and continues to.
Okay, that went nowhere.
Yeah, he's
Alright. Okay, this is gonna be one of these moments. Game
Can
gets really annoyed.
Do persuasion?
Persuasion. How are you gonna persuade him, Nihilo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nihilo.
Let's see.
I kind of gave you already a hint. Remember?
It's your goddamn stat.
Give me a hint.
Can I
No,
meta help her?
I mean,
I mean, he has a long name, and he says, "Oh, there's a guy."
I mean, I did tell you already because you rolled high, so.
So I know people. Well, I could just tell him my name, I suppose.
There it is. Your status. Sling around your status.
Yeah, sorry. I can't use that in real life. I'm not used to it.
Fine.
Okay, she looks at him again. My good sir, do you know who I am?
He takes another puff of his spider-infested pipe, looks back at you. His very tired eyes stare at you, and they kind of admit defeat as he kind of shakes his head. I don't think we have met before. Takes another, looks back at the tree.
As she reaches her hand out again and says, "The name is Nihilum Linea Innominata Augustus Pseftis. I suppose you've heard of that name before."
His entire body shudders slightly. He slowly turns back at you. Pardon?
I think you heard me quite well.
You do have some. Well, I do hope you have some documentation with you to prove your. He's gonna squint really hard at you. He drags his pipe again. Oh, it's you, Beetle. It's been decades. He immediately extinguishes his pipe and gets off the chair and takes a bow. But when he takes a bow, he just slightly shovels to the left. Pardon me. I didn't recognize you. Uh, yeah, yes, I remember you. But my apologize. It's been a hectic few weeks.
She kind of looks at the chair and at the pipe and yeah, I can see that. Now, if you would be so kind to help us with our small request.
Beetle expert. Helios, is there a platypus in your fucking vicinity?
What?
Helios asleep?
You-
Yeah, I hear like.
I think he's. I think he might be Doverspurt's Evil Incorporated.
Maybe. Every once in a while,
It's evil Wi-Fi.
because
So
every
it cuts out.
maybe. Well, he thinks on a second, looking back at the beetle on one of your hands. Oh, I know someone who's a specialist. Well, it's specialist is a bit of an understatement. The best individual for the task. Although she's currently on an expedition. He seems to think for a second.
I think he's actually asleep. Can we like at least mute him or something? I think that'd be embarrassing for him if not. Thank you.
Poor Kalius. He's asleep. He's EP.
That's awkward.
Hey, listen. It's anyway. As as the dwarf kind of continues, if I remember correctly, she was making her way towards one of the encampments where, and he seems to like shake his head a bit, trying to like remember. Crack. Yes, Crack, that's the place. You see, she is an avid beetle collector and basically knows well, most, if not every thing to do with beetles on this, well, Earth, by all means. I should state this. Her name is Ivania Drowned Sorrow, and she is in fact a drow.
Not much drowse above land.
Exactly. Apparently, an avid collector of insects in the Underdark, claim to have mastered her craft and have brought many claims that were tried and tested, and well, whatever that title she harbors with pride, she carries it with pride still. Now she's traveling the world, looking at the places and discovering new species every month or so, deploying new methods of how to go deeper into the earth to figure out things that are beneath the surface level. Quite a few of her methods are quite revolutionary. Though I really do not know where she could be. Well, Crack is the place where she should be. Maybe somebody. He seems to think, looking at you, Nico, and slightly panicking. I could arrange a contact. I could ask my associates from the region to ask for whereabouts. She should have set camp somewhere near Crack, and maybe somebody, even herself, might reply.
That'd be great.
Yes. He kind of looks around, finally realizing that it's like the sun is set already. It's past dusk. Oh, is it really that urgent? I can try to make some pull some strings now, but I don't know what's the response gonna be.
Well, if it's in the early morning, I suppose you can wait until the early morning. If you would be so kind, you could send notice when you found something out directly to my home address. I suppose we could stay there the night. We have enough guest rooms for all of us.
Very well, he kind of nods. he kind of looks at the tomes, the books. Okay, I'll go back to the headquarters of the institute, and I'll ask around, and I'll deliver the result via courier at the earliest convenience.
Thank you.
He kind of quickly grabs the chair, and he throws the chair to the ground as it turns into a swarm of butterflies and just starts flying in rapid directions of red, orange, and yellow patterns. Then he grabs his tomes, puts it in his bag of holding, and starts heading westward before turning one final time at all of you and says, "It's been good to see you. Goodbye." And fucking leaves.
As it turns to the others and say, if that's alright with you all, obviously. My home is not far from here.
Then it's time we set a trap.
Ah, okay. Hello,
No.
Cadus.
It would be suitable.
What?
I'm sorry, did you guys hear what he said?
Yeah, it would be
Yes,
suitable.
quiet.
It would
Oh.
be suitable.
Alright.
Okay, no, I mean me. Who is it?
Alright. And she holds the horn and looks at Cadus. Would you want to, or should I?
You go ahead and do it. I think it'll respond to you better.
And
She
offer
nods.
it. And since we're going to your place, offer it food at arrival. It might sweeten the deal.
She kind of stares at Grimcloak. What do you suppose dragons eat?
If I can guess, most dragons eat a lot of meat.
Or we could just ask her.
I suppose.
So,
As she uses the horn.
you blow the horn, no sound emits, then nearby, by one of the trees, another a manifestation of his skill manifests as now he's present in front of you again.
Yay! It's our favorite dragon. Pet,
Needham,
not really, but you know.
Needham turns to her
Or
and
treating a creature smarter than you like a pet.
Woo!
says, would you be so kind to take us to my estate? You will be you will be cared for there. Whatever you might eat, I'm pretty sure we can have. We have some of it somewhere.
Sure.
All right.
As you all hop on, and then, funnily enough, go straight up and through the canopy of the trees. You would imagine you would hit leaves, small twigs, whole as branches, but you all phase through as there's this uncomfortable cold feeling as a literal tonnage of wood passes seamlessly through your body as you go above the tree lines and fly south. Okay. Second. So. I have two questions at this point, actually.
Cool.
One, I could end it here, because, hard stuff happens, or I can continue in 2 hours. I don't know.
I do have one thing I want to check before we end it. While we're on the dragon, Kalis will pop out the locket set and open the red dragon head again.
Okay, you see. First thing you see is a lot of blood. A lot of blood on the sand. And in front of you, there is a campfire. You see a bunch beyond the light of the campfire. You see a bunch tabaxi bodies. Sections of their bodies seem to be blown out from inside out. Although you see several people next to the campfire as well, you see two tabaxis, one male, one female, relatively young, one in this golden yellowish pattern, kind of resembling the sands, while the other has this distinct winter white with spots pattern. And next to the one with the I need to. God
You
damn
too,
it.
huh?
No, shut up, shut up. I'm sorry, just for some reason was like, yeah, you can't speak anymore, fucking yawn. Whew, okay, hold on. I'm good. Fuck. What the fuck is happening? Hold on. Oi. I'm sorry. Okay. Oi. Oi. Just shut up. Shut up. God damn, fuck. I can't want to speak, but it's like yawn.
You mentioned slep, and it's like, okay.
By the female
Privileges
tabaxi
revoked.
with this snowy fur pattern sits a human, relatively, well, you assume about your age, long scruffy beard, long hair, what you assume are like glasses, like bluster wears, but they're all blackened. And you see some strange thing by his side that is, it's like a stick. It's not a blade, it's like a stick. It's like a to explain. It's a conglomerate.
Is it a gun?
Not even that. It's a conglomerate of reddish crystals that seems to resemble something like a gun. And next to the thing, next to the human, standing there is a thing of metal that is like a sarcophagus, or like a almost like a maiden of iron, although it is open. Its front is open, and you can see its innards, which are basically almost like mattresses covering it. And they all seem to have a conversation of sorts, including well, the person you're perceiving through. They seem to have a relatively friendly and kind of just neutral chat, despite the fact that there is about 7-8 tabaxi like 30 feet away in a pile, and there's like a bunch of blood everywhere on the sand.
As Kalis is staring at this, like, the more perceptive in the party can see him tense up just from the sight of those bodies. before he forces himself to relax and shuts the locket again.
Hmm. The one final thing that the person does, like the final thing you see before the thing passes, is the man pulls out a ring, like a ordinary looking ring, and seemingly puts it in front of the fire, almost like examining it. His eyes seem to narrow towards the ring, and seemingly says something quite, well, important in him. But then, you close it.
Stashes it back up, waits for us to land.
So I have a question, because listen, Niholm's place, the big place. I could set it all up depending on how long you stay. We can call it a tier. Oh, you're very sleepy.
I'd rather us call it here. I've got
Yeah,
stuff I need to
me
do.
too.
Okay.
Dude,
For many reasons.
that's fine with me.
Yeah.
I'm
Alright.
sorry,
Gives
y'all.
us some
Did
time
I-
to
did I-
do the.
By the way, did I fall asleep in the middle of?
Yes,
something?
we
Yes.
heard
There's
you
a reason why
snoring.
you were
It was-
server muted.
It's fine.
sorry.
No, it's
all
fine.
good.
It's hilarious because you sounded like a platypus.
We heard you like 2 seconds in total. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even long. You fell
Yeah,
asleep for like 5 minutes.
it was like every like minute or so, just like a snippet of like fucking half a second. It was fucking hilarious. Anyway, anything you want to say before I'm shutting the stream down? No, recording down with no survivors.
Well, we
You
just
were
lost
streaming?
one.
We lost one. Fuck.
Bro, we lost. No, they're coming for us.
No.
Oh, that's 2.
Damn.
Ah!
That's
Huh.
3.
Oh no.
I guess I'll catch Ray's dead next time. I'm not leaving.
He left.